Good morning, everyone. It is the first Monday of the new year. Nick T just said it was the first day back to work in 17 days. I wonder if Nick T is a teacher or works at a school. That seems like a long vacation, if not. Good morning, Mr. B. Shady, Mr. Michael, Mr. Drummer, Mr. Nick. Guess everybody's heading back to work today that got some time off. That's no good. All right. Let's get this day started, I guess. I am drinking some coffee. Oh, office work. Well, that's cool too. So in my front pocket last night, I had my FerraMonster Archbishop 3 that I have done a flipper tab delete on, and absolute gorgeous knife. The lines on this thing are very classic. Very grippy, very perfect ergos, great jimping. Love this knife. I've carried this knife quite a few times. It's got buttery smooth action. Got a good sound. I like the guys over at FerraMonster. Had that in the front pocket. And then in my back pocket, I have my Kubey Knives Envy, which is another great knife. And this one has very good ergos, at least for my hand. My hand just kind of melts into it. And that thumb ramp is awesome. Love this hollow ground blade too. But that's a banger too. Carried those two last night. And then in my back left pocket, I have my Vespa. Man, I've been reading a bunch of posts on Reddit. And it's pretty much the consensus that Vespa knives are better than the original. They have better tolerances. They use better materials. Like, they use a higher grade aluminum than the original does. I'm very happy with this knife. They're super smooth. The ones without the zero blade play seem to have better lockup and less rock than the originals. But if you ever read about them on Reddit, you'll see that a lot of people will swear by these Vespas. I have got a bunch of knives out for delivery today. Tomorrow will be a good show for new knives, at least. I think I've got 4 or 5 out for delivery today. What made me think of that is I've got another Vespa coming from California. Where this guy lives, it seems to take a while to get here, but I've got the Combat Trudon Gen 3 Vespa to match my Ultratech on the way. But that will not be here today. I am getting quite a few, though. I did get something really cool yesterday. It wasn't a knife, but it was cool nonetheless. And that is something that has to do with this knife. So, got my isotope, and I got my titanium sheet that I ordered a few days ago. And I took it and kind of marked on it where I think I can get 3 pieces for the inlay out of the 1 piece that I bought. So I sat there last night at work, bored, with my Dremel and the cutoff wheel. And I cut one off. What did I do with it? I just had it. Aha. I cut this off with a Dremel wheel right down the black line. I don't know how I kept it so straight, but I cut all the way through this with the Dremel wheel and then just kind of like sanded it a little bit. And then this is what it looks like with the sanding drum on this titanium when you just hit it with the drum. I haven't polished any of this yet, but I took this off. I laid this on there, and I got a brand new Sharpie with a very fine point, and I traced around it perfectly. So in theory, if I get this to where there's just no red showing anywhere, or just barely a tiny bit of red showing, it should make a perfect inlay for this. Once I get it the right size that it'll fit in this pocket exactly, I'm going to lay it in there, and then I'm going to take another Sharpie and run around the edges, and anything that's red, I'll know I need to round over down until the red is gone on it. So that will make my contour. But basically all I need to do is get it cut down to the side, or sanded down, whatever, down to size, fit it in there, run around the outside with another marker. That'll give me a red line on the edge here that I know I need to round over so that it meets up perfect with the scale. And that should work. But if it works, I should be able to make 3 of them out of this $17 piece of titanium I got. I'm really happy with the quality of the titanium. It looks good. I haven't tried to anodize it yet, but it is 2.5 millimeters thick. So it is the right thickness for that. And that's at the top in the middle here, not where it's rounded over. But I thought today, among looking at other stuff and new stuff and whatever y'all want to talk about, we might see what the little tiny belt sander does to this titanium. I don't expect it'll do much to it, but who knows? Might be able to get most of the work done with that little belt sander. Let me see here. I did run through a complete cutoff wheel going through that titanium, so it was rather hard, but I was able to get it done, so that was cool. Let me see here what I got. I got something in the way. Let me put these 2 knives up. Anyway, what are y'all carrying today? What do y'all got going on in the knife game? Anything y'all expecting to be delivered anytime soon? I definitely like the days better when I'm getting new knives than the days I don't get new knives. Wow. Everybody's busy this morning, huh? That's good. Nothing wrong with starting your Monday off busy. I don't care. I'm going to be talking knives regardless. But let's see what this little thing does. I was going to swap a brand new 60 grit belt onto this thing and see what that does to it. Let's see, where is that belt? We'll throw that one away. That one has been used plenty. Devo Mini Growler tie. Kubey Decimal, great knife. Microtech Mini Hera 2. Your SOCP dagger. Forest Angry Tree Hank. Let's see, what direction does this flow? Needs to go this way. Let's see how this little thing works against this titanium. I guess it would help if I plugged it up. Kelly's Mishmash, good morning. T-Kel Piranha. Around your neck. Normal. Oh, you got a bunch of knives being delivered today that you may know about. Oh, I do know about it. That'll be an exciting day. A White Mountain Knives order also. Today will be good. Yeah. Some people don't like Spyderco's, huh? All right, let's see how much, if this removes any material. Might as well start at the back here and see what we get. I've got this thing. Let me see what speed I got it at. All right, that's kind of in the middle. Wow. Wow, color me impressed. I put a very quick notch in that. All right. Well, it looks like this will work well for this. I don't know that I want to go all the way this far with the belt sander, so I'll probably cut with my grinding wheel around a little closer. That did not even get hot, which is good. Let's see what it does back here on this side. It is definitely working good. I don't know if y'all can see that big notch. It's already started to put in there and round it over the corner. But that should, yeah. It's definitely softer than the blade steel I was working with. It's definitely a lot softer than that Pops Pro Cut. Alright, well, I'm not going to bore y'all to death with this, but this is going to work nicely. Yes, it is getting warm now. But I am looking forward to finishing this out for sure. Yes, wake up, Mr. B. Shady. So I should be able to get 3 of them out of this piece I bought, which is pretty awesome. And I'll have 3 more little squares of titanium to do something with. Maybe make a little coin out of or something with my laser. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let me get this off the table. Unplug it so I don't accidentally turn it on. I will work on that today, y'all can bet. And I probably use my big belt sander to get close and then finish it up with that one. Made quite the mess of some titanium dust. Probably not the best thing to be breathing in, but, you know, gotta live dangerously. Morning, TC. Let me get rid of these titanium shavings appropriately. All right, much better. Titanium dust is just about gone. Put this back up here. We are good to go. Oh, did you make some like epoxy skulls? That's pretty awesome. All right. What is going on in the knife world? What are we going to talk about and look at today? I'm getting one of my two sons in today. Oh yeah, I wanted to show y'all a link of a knife that is definitely not very common that Mr. Sever7 posted yesterday. And that is this knife, a Kaiser prototype that there's supposedly only two of in existence. And that it is a major different looking knife. If you look at it closely, you'll notice one thing is where's the clip? I like the over travel stop. I like lots of things about it. But the clip is actually on the end of it. And you push it down and it comes up and goes outside your pocket. That's very interesting. Thought that was cool. Only thing I don't like about it is the price and the way it looks closed because of this crazy front end by the pivot. If it wasn't so angular there at the front, I might make the guy an offer. But that's a pretty crazy price. It was designed by Ivan Braganets. Let's go see what else he designed. Some bunch of real steels. Bunch of real steels. Even more real steels. What else? Looks like only real steel knives. So I looked it up. This prototype came out 6 years ago and was at Blade Show Atlanta and was talked about pretty heavily, but never came to production, I guess. There are a few people that had their hands on it. I think. Let's see. Let me go up here and do a Google search instead. Yeah, back 6 years ago, LTK had it. It's funny, he's got it on the channel to sell. Maybe it's his that he kept that long. Probably is. I didn't even think of that. But this ad is probably his ad.
Welcome one and all, Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. Got the Sex.
Sex.
It's a name for a knife from the Middle Ages, and this is the design that Ivan Bragnitz came up with in his collaboration with Kaiser Cutlery.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool,
interesting knife.
Pretty cool looking knife.
9 1/4 inches overall.
Let's see the disassembly.
Dog, but not that heavy. Actually, I should have backed my camera.
Maybe a little bit before the disassembly.
If you hit that flipper,
see what he says about it.
Easy to bigger front to back than a Para 2. It just seems slender, even though actually the fatter parts are fatter than a Para military, because Para is like
morning, JD
4.6, and so this will go out to 0.55. So that is a little thicker that way, which really kind of helps you.
I like it though. It's an exclusive Kaiser. I've got one Kaiser prototype. I need to have 2.
Here. So yeah,
it would go good in my collection.
Good. Detent's appropriate. It's fairly light. It's probably like a 4.3 to 4.5. It's pretty easy to kick out of there. Although since it's not a flipper, you know, then you want to be able to kick this knife out with some degree of ease. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I'd want, if this is a 4.4, I don't want a 5.4 D10 on this. It's going to cut it out there. But
I don't know what's up with those decimal numbers, but
there you go.
Let's see what it looks like on the inside.
Hard, didn't spin the pivot, didn't have any issues like that. So let's continue on the presentation side to take these screws out. A few. There you go. Just about that easy. There was a little thread locker on that one. Looked like. Not doing much duty there. Okay, so interesting. Maybe not necessarily appropriate to show you this because yours may not look like this. I don't know that they're going to be putting bronze washers in the production ones. I would imagine just a regular steel washer. So that's interesting. But these bearings look familiar. Okay, so yeah, that I could see that probably being standard issue. And here we go. Looks pretty clean. Okay, there's the detent and the track. All right. Here's the flip side. There's your...
Oh, there's the little spring.
Which is fine that I took the other side out like that and left the pocket clip in place, actually.
That's pretty cool little mechanism.
I think that was a good move. Let's take this out.
No D shape.
No, I don't see anything squared off here. So Loctited, the reason why it might not, if you really
it has the Torx on both sides. That's always good.
Washers going forward. So odd. This side, bronze. This side, oh, no. Okay, there's your washers. Hold on. Okay, so they have a bronze washer underneath.
That's pretty wild.
Falling out, and it's falling out. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Prep these for going back.
I like disassemblies. I love the fact that he does these on video.
Who's in here?
Let's get it back together.
Oh, that kicked right out. Okay. We're seated in there.
Something's off. Maybe not.
Okay, now we got it. Get out of it now. Okay.
All right. Well, that's a cool knife. Thanks for sharing that link, Sever. If any of y'all are interested, it was 500, I guess. Let's see. Oh, sorry about the grinder, B Shady. Blowing up your speakers. Oh, that's awesome. 1-inch skulls, blue, green, and some orange ones. Cool design. It's different. Chip, check out what I posted in general on Discord. Yes, sir. What do we got there? I've 3D printed a one of those jagged commandos. Kind of reminded me of that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that would be awesome to 3D print. While we're over here, let's look at some knife picks. Mr. Drewski bought some over there in Australia. He got him a Tiger. Not familiar with that one, but an awesome looking knife. And this, is that the Sham Wee? Weary? Is that the Wii one? No. Not sure which version that is. It's the version with that pivot, though. But yeah, that Tiger's nice. Morning, Waylon. Speak of the devil. You start showing his new purchases and he pops up. Yeah, it looks like you got... What kind of sham is that? Yeah, so it's a sham weary. I thought it might have been, because I wasn't used to that. How did you find that one? Using my old tricks? Yeah, that's a banger. Couple of bangers. I really like that Tiger. Louis found one of the Land 912s. The SX. I believe Sever has one of those. The only thing I didn't like about this one is the fact it has 12 CR blade steel. And I'm just not familiar enough with it to know if it's any good. But yeah, there's a little thing. Gonna make that randomness. Oh yeah, Lou went ahead and bought one of those olive or whatever, that's not olive, but olive knives that we looked at, the tungsten carbide. So he's going to let us know how that is. So that's super cool. Oh, that's awesome, Andrew. You want a giveaway as well? I got some of you gentlemen here. Do any of y'all like older knives? Do any of y'all collect little old folders? Because I don't know if I brought these out since some of y'all have been in here, but I've got a couple of Robeson knives that are basically brand new. I got in an estate sale. I got an amber one and a black one. It's a Mastercraft Robeson. Pretty cool knife. Both of these are pretty cool. I got them for a decent price. And then I got this Hinkle. It's nice also. And it's basically brand new. It's just hard to find older knives like this that haven't been used. This is a 3-blade one. This Hinkle. Oh, it's a 4-blade. Sorry. But yeah, if any of you are like these kind of knives, hit me up, because I got these just to get them at an estate sale, just to do some yard sale buying, and they're not really my thing. So if any of y'all want these for a really good price and are collectors of those, hit me up. Yeah, I don't have a son, or I would give my son these. So you got you some old case knives, huh? That's pretty awesome. Let me mute the mic for a second while I pack. All right. I don't want to. I know that's super annoying when I do that on stream. I want to go back up here and look at what I want to see what's the size of a mini growler. I didn't know they made a titanium one. Maybe I did. Aha, that's just the hardware kit. Titanium and S90. 6.44 inches. And it does have that, the whole choil there kind of flows together. I'm just curious how comfortable it is. And the Hera 2, yeah, okay. And how long is the, okay, 7.5, 3-inch blade. How big is the Ultratech? .5 and 3.5. All right, so it's smaller than my Ultratech by an inch. That's cool. I got a message saying the 5 things that I ordered on that AliExpress budget order I did a couple of days ago. That stuff's already shipped, so I should get that stuff pretty quick. But I got some dice. Made me think of your purple swirl dice. I didn't get purple swirl dice. And then Kelly said the TKL Piranha. Small yet indestructible. So what is that, about 6.5 also? Doesn't have the stats. I don't love that. Let's see. Nitro V. Wonder if he's got any. Not even 6.5. 5 3/4. Yeah, I've got a growler. See you later, Andrew. The best knife of 2025 for me. Well, that is a good question. That is a solid question, and one I've kind of been thinking about, but I bought so many, and I'm kind of late to the party on some, so some of the ones I would have gotten in 2025. Yeah, I hate when websites don't show the size of a knife. I was thinking it's probably like 5 3/4, but 6 is close. Looks like they sell a bunch of replacement handles. That's cool. Wonder if Stassa does a measurement on it. I bet he does.
Welcome back, and today we're going to look at this little EDC fixed blade from TKL Knives. This is the Piranha. TKL Knives is owned and operated by Marine Corps vets, and him and his wife are super nice people, and 89.6 grams or 3.160 ounces, so very lightweight. A quick size reference with the Essie Azula, not the Azula 2, the Azula, and the Giant Mouse GM-F1. It's a little bit smaller than the Azula, and it's bigger than the size is the Uinta Explorer. The Explorer is a little bit longer, as you can see, not by a whole much, but definitely had that similar feel.
He doesn't do actual measurements on it, but
complaints. You know, these are just nitpicks because I enjoy.
I don't want to hear any nitpicks. Good morning, Mister, if I didn't say that. All right, so back to the topic at hand. Best knife of 2025. That is a great question. What do you have listed as the best knife of 2025? I'm going through some of mine, just trying to think about it. A lot of these are older than 2025, which my Evo is pretty nice. I don't know if you can consider it came out the year before, because that's when you ordered it, or last year. See what else. So I got looking through here, trying to jog my memory what I like. And I got a bunch of Monterey Bay knives last year. I like I like the Vertilox Kunwus. Would not say it is my favorite for sure. And it kind of favors the Evo a little. So there might be something about that. I'll tell you what. A knife that really surprised me. I'm still looking through. Vostede has done some nice stuff. And I'm really liking the Aurelia. This one really surprised me, the Two-Face from Ramet. And it's weird because it's got this kind of flat but curved choil area. And it made me realize that if done correctly, the flat choil does feel very secure. It's got a weird grind on the blade that I would prefer if it was something different. But something else this knife had is the perfect cutout for a reverse flick. This little thing just fits perfect. But I would definitely not call this knife of the year. But this one surprised me. And I do like the fact that you can get rid of the flipper and put it around and make it a front flipper. So it was just a cool little thing they did. That one is definitely not knife of the year or anywhere close, but still a cool knife. You know, I didn't get as many. I went back and got a bunch of older knives that I wanted. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't guess I have a favorite. I like the Zorn, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, I just realized that a lot of my knives are older. The Verta needs a bigger cutout for the button. But this knife is a beast. I don't like I wish it had more access. I'm probably going to put more access in if I end up keeping this knife. Because you really have to get the very point of your finger on there. Like, it's almost just your fingernail is all you get on there. Like, and I'm not sure what this one, you know, you had to order it a year before, so kind of doesn't count. Whoops, I just put the Kunwu back in the wrong spot. I like this little knife too. I think Ramet did a lot of great stuff last year. I believe this came out in 2025. May not have. But I like the clean looks that some people are doing with the screwless, you know, designs. As far as smaller knives go, though, this is pretty comfortable. And it's clean. I kind of like this one was cool to get, and one I don't carry enough or use enough. But that Tacom that I got at Blade Show, pretty nice knife. It's a good size for a lot of people. It is right in that middle ground between the two. Let's see. Where's my pair of 3 over here somewhere? Don't see it. There it is. So it's a good size for most people. Yeah, I guess is that what it's called? The Intruder? I still can't ever remember the name of it, but it does have the removable thumb stud too. I like it without the thumb stud. But yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite. You know, I'm a little patient on knives as far as not just jumping the gun and having to have. This is very quickly coming up in spot. Bestech did a great job on this knife. If we're talking about the favorite knife that we bought last year, that's a different topic. But ones that produced last year. This one is end of the year, and it's pretty nice. It's got buttery action. I like a lot of the design choices on this. I like the half and half with the shape there, but half of it cut out. And I think he picked a good design to leave the little triangle shape and add this little curve in. I like the jimping. I love the belt satin on the blade. I love the choil on it. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. I love the clip on it. It's got the big wide clip that comes down to one little bitty point down at the bottom. So yeah, this came at the end of the year, but Bestech did a great job on that one. But yeah, I seem to have gotten a bunch of Monterey Bay knives last year. This was a 2025 release, I believe. This one wasn't. This one wasn't. Or that, not the original. But I don't know why I got so many Monterey Bay knives. Then I got an Integral. I do know why I got Monterey Bay knives, and that's because I like Mr. Ray. But they are definitely older knives. They keep I almost got a Rosalinda, the original one. This is the flat side version over here. And I guess the original was rounded off. That's what the FS stands for. Good morning, Cat Scratch. Morning, Christopher. Yeah, I've been wanting to check out a chop. So Homer Zoo, he sold 5 last week. Something you said? I would say, to be completely honest about that question, some of the nicer clones that I got this year are probably my favorite knife of the year. Seeing that one he just posted on the M390 Lemifshi Mini FSD. This one right here is a super nice knife. I love it. Yeah, it's very sweet knife. They did a great job on it, so it's hard to rank this, but this is M390, perfect action, perfect milling, great knife. And the Cortexes they did are pretty dang nice too. Oh, Christopher, I wanted to mention something to you. I don't think you were here on video, but you know how you were talking about confusing the M90 and the 154 CM versions of these knives? Well, he did do what I thought, or what I was going to suggest to him, and he put M390 on the blade so that you know the difference. Let me show you here. It's unscrewing from the wrong side again. This is that weird one. I was having problems with the pivot. I think it just unscrewed the flat side over there. That's fine. But yeah, he put M390 on the blade so that you wouldn't get them confused. I never took mine apart until the other day, and I noticed it. Whoops. Yeah, this is annoying because the side with the shaped, yeah, this knife is not wanting to act cool. Let's see if I can get it started by hand. There we go. Now I can push it through, hopefully. Or hold it still while I tighten it up. There we go. Popped into place. Kind of annoying, but definitely workable. But yeah, that's super cool that they did put the blade still. But some of these knives that I got for around 150 bucks are pretty nice knives. And I hate to be that guy, but like I said, these guys that release knives, they're selling out of everything that they make. And I'm not the one, as well as a lot of other people aren't the one that are going to be his customers anyway. But both of these, excellent knives. And there was so many of those that came out last year that just had so many more choices for these knives. And then, of course, the duck and ducklings and the other mini FSD. I don't know. They're doing a nice job copying nice knives. All right. Let's see. What are we talking about? Good deals, eBay. I tried to buy something on eBay, but this guy won't accept my stupid offer. He's being a jerk about it. He's got something listed for 110 bucks or best offer, and he just keeps declining my offers. My last one was $90. He won't even hit me up with a counter offer. He just straight declines them. So I don't think that's cool. I've got an eBay knife out for delivery today. Another Hero yesterday. Is that a... is that a Homer Zoo? The Hero? No. Who makes the Hero? What Hero knife are we talking about? Early Parrot, Homer Chin. Is the Hero a Homer Zoo? Yeah, I don't know why he says or best offer when he doesn't want a counter offer. I might have accepted his offer. Oh, here's the Hero. All right, where's the X? Why did they put the X way up there? Yep, that's the Hero. Cool knife. And then the Parrot, that's one of his too, I guess y'all were talking about. Parrot, then T-Rex, then Chin. There's a Hero posted for $869. Oh, that's crazy. There's a $1,300 dark mode stash posted. And a $2,000 Knives knife. That's pretty wild. Yeah, Waylon, I was going to ask you, I saw you posted that in a pocket check pic. Is that a good size for you? I wondered if the size was good. Good morning, WDD. The eBay knife that I have out for delivery today is the... Oops, hold on. It's the one I bought. It's the TS27, which is an older model. And it's actually hard to find, so I got the last one on here. But it will go good with my Tucson collection. Is this this is LTK again. Wow, this is 8 years ago, and I picked one up brand new in the box. No wonder they're still missing. I mean, no wonder they're sold out.
Got this in about 4 days ago, and Tucson, and I had to write it down, TS27. It doesn't say anything anywhere, you know, on this thing, and it's just, you know, the typical Tucson box, right? Nothingness. Oh my God, comes out of the box and it's wet.
Man, I love that ramp.
And the blade's wet with oil, and you got to wipe it down, and then you realize that you got yourself a knife. I mean, you got yourself a knife, a good knife. Titanium frame lock flipper. Yes.
Yeah, so I got that one out for delivery.
But D2 steel blade, really cool blade, like a big long old sheep's foot looking. Night morning design. Which one come first, the morning or the night? Night, morning, design, titanium scale.
Yeah, I like it. I'm glad I picked that one up.
Stock. You don't really appreciate it up here, do you?
Wow, that's
You
good and
got
thick.
this grind here, the swedge, but then you can kind of see where it started at.
That's pretty
Man, I'll
sweet.
tell you what, the action on this thing is really nice, and it's so easy to disengage this lock bar. Not a huge pass through here, but very sufficient. Disengage lock bar, boom, falls to the bottom. Here we go. Shake it down, just shake it down a little bit. Wow.
Yeah, I like it. Glad I got that one. Man, you can't beat. Yeah, Pete, I started off the video with that one, Pete. The Protean, Waylon. I noticed you posted a pocket check yesterday with it, I guess. And I was wondering if the Protean was a good size for you. There's the picture I was looking at. Yeah, Pete, I showed it at the beginning of the live. We looked at it and talked about it. Oh, it's all good. Nothing to be sorry about. But I wondered how normal size hands felt with the Protean. Bunny loves his cold steels, that's for sure. So many of these knives came out last year, though. But these Proteans are pretty small compared to what I like. You can see big difference between them and the Cedars, and even them and the Waka. The Wakas are pretty good size for me. I can get 4 fingers behind that little curve there. But the Proteans are just a little too small for me. I don't know why, because they've got a huge cutout there, and I can definitely get my 4 fingers on it, and some. Maybe it's the ergos on it. It would probably sit in a hand better if the hand was smaller, I guess. These don't have the best of action either. I haven't done any tuning, I don't think. Yeah, that one has really bad action. I think the Skelly one has the best action, and that's sad. It's definitely got the best detent. They all take a good little bit of shaking to get to close. Yeah, I gotta shake the heck out of that one. Couldn't even get that. But yeah, they're nice knives, but it's a knife that I realized looked better in pictures and I could fantasize about it, but once I got it, the size was a little smaller than I was expecting. But there's lots of people with smaller hands too. But I just like bigger knives overall. But yeah, the action on these is way better than those out the box. They can all be tuned to be better. I think this Topo one is one of my favorites of the year. If I can get it to open. I did tune this one to my liking. That's a little better. But yeah, this year was a great year for the replica market. I mean, we got a bunch of good ducks and ducklings. These came out over a year ago. They came out in 2024, most of these. I mean, some of these were released later, but... So, as far as production knives go, I'm not one of those FOMO, fear of missing out people. I kind of wait a while. 5 hours left to early bird this knife. Too much carbon fiber. That one's not bad. What happened? Why did they... What's going on here with this one? Am I just seeing things, or is that a different model? Is that the carbon... I guess that is the carbon fiber. I just wasn't paying attention. Doesn't look as bad in those two pictures, but I wish it was titanium. I love his designs, though. I like the knife itself. Long and sleek. Early bird for $150. So you can add the base and get different scales. Is that what you said? Somewhere he offers different scales or different inlays. Huh. Well, something else you missed at the beginning of the video, Mr. Pete, is the fact that I got these ready to go. And the little belt sander is going to make quick work of these. But I got lucky with this isotope, and it's flat, so it's not nearly as curved and as intricate as making an inlay for his knife. Here are the variants, Pete said. Okay, so they do make a titanium one. That's cool. And even a full dress version. That's cool. Bunch of variations. With having this many variations, I don't doubt they'll be available on other sites besides Kickstarter, and will hit the secondary market pretty hard. Prototypes in pictures. Visuals subject to change. That's cool. Oh yeah, I hadn't hit this yet, but if y'all wouldn't mind smashing that like button to help out the algorithm. They're still screwing with me on YouTube, so gotta do what we gotta do. Wow, that is really skinny. Yeah, it's a little too skinny for me, but it looks like a perfect Sever 7 knife. Yeah, it's almost skinny, and the blade to handle ratio is a little... The handles almost seem too skinny for even a skinny knife. But cool overall design. I like the blade shape for sure. I just wish it had a bigger handle. Yeah, Pete, the inlay is going to go good. I'm excited. Tomorrow I should be able to show y'all a bunch because I'm going to get a bunch done on it today. But I got a really fine tip, brand new Sharpie. So if I go to where there's just barely no red left, it should drop right in. And I talked about this earlier, but I'll repeat it. After I get it cut to shape, I'm going to install it in the knife. And then once I get it laid in there, it'll be sticking up proud all the way around these edges because it's kind of contours a little this way. So I'll take another Sharpie after I get it laid in there and I'll run it along the edge. I'll run it along this edge and then I can contour down to that and get that red off. And once I get that red off, it should match up perfectly with the sides of the inlay. But the bottom of it is completely flat. And I did it backwards, so this will be the bottom. It will sit in there like that. But I'm really cool. I'm really happy with the quality of this titanium so far. And I will be able to make 3 of them, hopefully. So that's cool. But making a titanium inlay for this knife is going to be super sweet. And I already know one person that wants to buy one if I make another one. Mitchell, I might make myself an extra inlay and do a laser pattern on it. That would be awesome. And it was just $17 for this piece of titanium. I can't believe I cut that all out with the cutoff wheel on a Dremel and got it that straight. It was pretty wild. The Dremel blade, the cutoff wheel actually fit right on the Sharpie line. Well, I couldn't really cut it out. It's too thick, Waylon. And I explained to y'all about the passes. When you lower the laser and you try to cut through something like this, it makes the sides angled because of the angle of the laser hitting it as you drop it down. So yes, I could make a bunch of passes and cut a little bit out and then move it down a little bit, but it makes the outside edges at a flare because it won't cut through 2.5 millimeters of titanium. I think it'll do like a millimeter at a time. So I could do 3 or 4 cuts, but when you lower it down, it changes the angle of the laser and you can't really just cut straight through stuff like that. I was trying to explain it one time. I had like consider this is the laser eye. If you come down here and draw a line out here, when you drop this down to cut further, it changes that angle and it won't cut straight down. It's cutting at an angle because the eye never moves. So when it hits these outside edges, the laser's going at an angle. And as you drop it down a little bit, that angle changes and it would make the outside slanted out like this. But it's nothing I couldn't fix, but with seeing how quick it cut that notch out with that belt sander right there, it shouldn't take long to get it right up to this line. See you later, Robin. Have a good day, sir. It is the first Monday of the new year. Y'all excited to go back to work? I know you all are. I get my Dixons today, so that's exciting. The Dixon is a big titanium knife that I will probably like. I've only heard good things about it from people who have already received theirs. So that's super cool. And this thing is pretty dang cool. Work life. Yep. Let's see. What else we're going to talk about today? Let's go look around at See what's going on the Reddit knife scene this morning. Did I have a window open? Let's close them all. Yeah, there's LTK checking out that knife, Pete. It got that weird angle at the pivot end.
Maybe not. Well,
and I bet that's LTK's knife that he's selling.
It was, but it's
because he had one of the only two to do a video on. That's funny. What's your favorite Tucson you own? I'm telling you, synchronicity. Yeah, when you. That's funny though. I was just talking about Tucsons, and there they are. Yeah, everybody's saying great things about that clone. There's some pins for sale in machined pins. What is the price of these? $550. Billet Spin Parker Camping. And $210 for the Magnus Click Shift Skelly. Those are two nice pins. Yeah, Waylon, you definitely need to try a few more if you've only got one. Look, that's how synchronicity works. One of the first things that pops up 1 minute ago on Knife Swap is a Hera 2, which Mr. B. Shady just said he was carrying this morning. That might be the same model he said, too. That's pretty wild. 300 shipped, PayPal, friends and family. Yeah, it's pretty wild how synchronicity works out. We were just talking about that. B. Shady's got in his pocket. What is this knife? Budget blades. Hyler Mamba. Let's see what pops up. Probably Amazon. eBay. Mamba. I said Mamba. I don't know why I said Mamba. It's like, oh, it's a purple one? What is that crazy organization? Not Mamba, but man and boy, that crazy pedophile. Never mind. PDF. I can't even say that word on YouTube. I'm not supposed to, huh? No wonder they're shadow banning me. Nambla. That's what I was trying to think of. Nambla. What a crazy organization. But yeah, I might as well just go to Amazon and check out. Let's see. There it is, $34. I got a green one too. I would rather get the green one if you got to deal with the black blade. That looks a lot like that other nice little button lock I've shown y'all before. What does it come with? What is that middle thing? Oh, it's a sharpener. And a nice Torx bit. And an extra clip. Or maybe the clip's not on it when you buy it. I don't know. That's a weird little budget knife. I think it's so funny when they put pictures like that. And what's even funnier is do some people carry their knives externally? I couldn't imagine that's a thing, but if somebody had to really get to it quick, yeah, it looks a heck of a lot like that one I showed y'all the other day that I kept and I love. Let me see if I can find that one. I don't actually remember where I put it. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. I went right to it in the case. So that one looks a lot like this one, which I love. This is that XTOUC. Somebody said this was a budget brand for somebody else. But this knife is great. I got this one on special for like around 30 bucks. And it looks very similar. Christopher, yeah, I've gotten rid of some knives because they didn't have clips. Because I can't stand dropping one in my pocket without a clip. But yeah, this thing's nice. I've got a couple from this brand. I guess Drummer's saying it's Remet. But nothing wrong with the little $30 budget button lock. Uh-oh. I just about had a cramp. Cramps are no good. All right, back to where we were. Let's see. Let's look a little further. That's a couple of bangers. Looks familiar. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all the Shaman is $199. This gray one, S45 VN, that's a great price on it. They're normally a lot more expensive. Yeah, that's wild that, a lot of guys who started carrying a knife early, I'm late to the game as far as knives go, but I guess a lot of them like carrying it in pouches and then without a clip. That's a great deal on a Shaman. Yeah, that's a cool knife for $199. Love that knife too. I've shown y'all that plenty of times. I've got one of those. Right there. Great knife. This one doesn't need to be tuned. It's pretty dang buttery. Oh, you got an invite? Buyer's choice? Mine's not mirror polished. His is. Oh no, just the flats are. That's pretty. Whoops. Yeah, that's a wild knife. Oh, that reminds me. Andrew went to sleep. But have y'all seen the Snex? There's a limited edition Snex knife that evidently goes for a lot of money. And it's called a... Oh yeah, my Kevin John Matrix is coming in today also. I'm really excited about that. Trying to figure out what the name of that one knife is. Snex did. It's an older knife. IFS 20. So have y'all seen the IFS 20? Let me show you what it is. I think if I go to Chinese knives, somebody posted one in here. Whoops. Dang it. So, the IFS 20. Alright. IFS 20 knife. So, this is it. High-tech IFS 20. Video does not exist. It is, let's see. IFS 20 Proto number 3 made. Go check this out. This is a... Let's see. Yeah, these are super cool. But I think the last one sold for about $850. They're very rare. Super cool looking knife though. It's got that mortise and tenon construction like the Tucson. Almost exactly like the Tucson. Wish, let's see here. Concept knife. The tool free. Oh, there's the throwback to 2016.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh my God. Yeah, these interlocking pieces is pretty cool. So that back part is almost just like the Tucson. Or Tucson copied it. Why is this case not acting right? Come on, case. Yeah, that's super awesome. But Andrew is looking for one of those. There's the Buster. I know I saw one for sale somewhere, but What are we looking at on this YouTube here? Oh. Awesome. Thank you, TC. Y'all want to check that out? Here, I'll show you the one I was talking about from Tucson that uses some of those same ideas. So this one has that same kind of little thing in the back here that you pull back. This one kind of fits together with no screws. It comes with a tool. It's kind of shaped similar too. But this one comes with a little tool. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all know I keep my tools all in that one little bag, so I know it should be in here. In fact, I remember seeing it last time we went through the tools. Let me show you how this one comes apart. It's kind of cool, same way. Not quite the same way. Not nearly the same way. Sorry. They stole one little idea from it. Let me see if I can find that tool. These are all my green thorn and such pivot tools. It's just a little thingy. Come on, little thingy, where are you? There it is. Yeah, keep all your knife tools together. It makes it very nice when you go to try to take apart one that you can't. This is even the little spear that came with the annex. They come with the little they come with the wild little spear. Pretty cool little braided wire. It's got a spear tip on it made out of titanium and a little back part made out of titanium. I keep that in there too because that came with one of the green thorns. I don't know where else to keep it. But this little thing right here is how you take apart this knife. And really you can do it without it, but this thing makes it a little easier. So it's just a little, you can see there, it's got a couple little points. So what you do is first you stick it in the back here in this little hole, and you lift up, and the back spacer pivots and clamps onto that little bar that goes across there. So you take the back spacer up. Then on the front up here, it has this little wedge that goes underneath the pivot to keep it tight. And I don't know if y'all can see that, but that little piece slides in under the pivot and it's at an angle so that it applies pressure to keep the lock upright. But all you do is you take, hold on just a second. I should probably do that part first while I got the blade. All right. So what you do here is you stick it in that little hole again, like that. And that gives you some leverage to push that little part out. And it's in there very tight. Let me carefully tap on it. I haven't actually taken this one apart. Good grief. Yeah, I'm not hitting it. Not wanting to come out. I need a little mallet. I've got one somewhere, but don't know where it is. I've got this big one, but that's way too big. And that didn't work. But anyway, you slide that little piece out from under the pivot. We'll do it on another video. It's super tight up under there. And then you break down the rest by, I think I might have actually taken this one apart at some point. Hold on. I think maybe if I go the other route, let's see. All right, so that comes off. And then this slides back. This little pin slides back and drops off. And what's crazy is they even did that with that little piece that goes under the prize underneath there. But that's what holds the scales together, was this little piece like he uses in the back. And it also holds the clip on. So I'm not going to mess with getting that out, but it does come out. And it's a cool little use of this little back thing, kind of like that Snex. But this just slides into place. And once you get it in the right place, it just slides back in right there, and then this locks it all together. But yeah, that's pretty cool design. Centering's good. I'll save that disassembly for a later time. I don't feel like doing it today. Kind of the same idea as the Snex, just not as complicated or as original. All right, I think we got some links on the screen. I mean, in the chat that we need to look at. These are still available, Dead Reckon knives. What are we looking at here, Pete? $702.11. Well, that's not a knife I would think you would be interested in, Pete. Sever 7. Yes, I don't remember what knives you asked about, but remind me again. I'll send you whatever. Yeah. Oh, no, I've got the 702 added to my knife swap list. But they make another version of it, I believe. Let's see. 702 has been in my list for a while now. I think the one that I was wanting to get, yeah, that was one of those ones where there wasn't really a version I liked. But I did add it to my list. I don't like those inlays. I would probably pick that one that Pete linked, honestly. Or that one. Oh. Sever 7's link. Sorry, Pete. I don't know why I said you. That definitely is a Sever 7 knife. Yeah, I've got it added to my knife swap alert list. Let's see which version. See, there's a 702B or something too. Let's see. Yes. See, here's one. Here's the one I want. It's the 702B. And it's an integral too, but it's full titanium. There you go, Sever. That's my style, Mr. Drummer. But I would bead blast it and make it gray. So that's the one I've got added to my knife swap list, the 702B. That's why that XI, the 11, didn't, here's another one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Where's the back shot? Look at the little star. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've had that one added to my list for a while, the 702B. There might be a 702A. Yeah, that might actually be the one I added. Yes, the 702A is the one that I added. $702A is the one you want, Sever. I mean, you might want the B. You might like the black one. But I like the plain one better. Wow, look at the buttery action on that one. He knew how good the action was because he got it just like I do, right past the detent. You can tell how smooth it is just from him touching it. Yeah, that's the one right there, the 702A. I'm still looking. I haven't hunted one down because I could find one, I'm sure. That's the one right there for me. I would get rid of that gold, but that's already bead blasted like I'd like. What did these sell for? $250. Wow, man. Somebody sold that for $250. Yeah, I need to do some hunting and get one of those bought. $9 years ago. Wow. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to get busy grinding on this knife. I've got some stuff to do around the house. I'm going to start winding this one down. Appreciate y'all being here with me today and talking knives to get our week started. All these just kind of lay over here to the side. Don't get nearly enough use. But I thought if we're ending it off, we should have a few knives on the screen. So why not just grab the ones that are laying here? Is that it? I thought I had one more. No? Guess that is it. My next project is to make this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna not wear a respirator, but you probably should. I'm gonna be out in a garage on my real belt sander with a lot of moving air. I'll have a fan blowing to where it blows the stuff away from me. But yes, great idea about the respirator. Sever? No. Oh, I posted one about my titanium clones, I think. But yeah, remind me which knives you wanted to borrow, Sever, or look at. Yeah, I did make a post about all my titanium clones, but not all my titanium knives. There's a picture in the Discord, too, of all those. Yes, Sever, I can. It's already there in the knife pictures, if you scroll up, but I can find it. The pictures are better on Discord than they are on Reddit, I think. That post is actually right here, Sever. The link's going in the links channel right now. And here's the post. Browser, where you at, browser? That browser. Links channel. There you go. There's a picture. I don't know why it doesn't do the big pictures like it's supposed to. But you can get an overview of the ones I got. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a great Monday.